Good afternoon, book lovers of the internet, and welcome back to my channel. I am Book Nerd 802, and in this video I am going to be reacting to a TikTok video about books consisting of nothing but sadness and despair and depression. There is this guy chatting about this whole charade which happens within the books he reads apparently, and I just want to give my 2 cents just to see whether I agree or disagree. I haven't watched the video in its entirety yet, but I just want to see what he has to say, and I hope that all of you are having a lovely first day of the month, 1st of March today, Sunday as well. So, yeah, we have a new week to look forward to and 27 days of teaching practice to go. But without further ado, I am going to be listening to this guy and letting you know what I think. Feel free to agree or disagree with me down below in the comment section and just let me know what you think. In either case, I hope that you enjoy. So as you can see, this guy is called Junior's Reading Corner. This was uploaded 3 days ago and it has 459 likes and so many comments. We'll take a look at some of those later perhaps. But let's see what he has to say.
Why did no one tell me when I would start reading there would be no joy? No, scratch that. Why did no one tell me when I would read there would only be one chapter of joy per book?
The thing is about this, just to summarize it very quickly, I followed a lot of creative writing classes during my undergrad years at the university, and my creative writing lecturer, pretty good guy, I'm not sure if he is watching today, but he said that, and we also brought this up during our communication studies lectures, but basically what bleeds leads. Tragedy sells very well. People have this weird obsession with seeing others suffer, something that is relatable about it, I suppose, but my creative writing teacher told me that it is very challenging to write a story where the characters are happy, where everybody is getting along, where nothing seems to be going wrongly, I suppose. There has to be a lot of conflict for readers to want to continue reading a story. And yeah, happiness is very scarce in any story which sells well. As you might know, I wish to become a writer myself, and I do aspire to write positive characters, happy characters, hopeful characters, people who see life through more of an optimistic lens, although that might not be very realistic, but I'll take that as a challenge, honestly.
Every book I read, sadness, pain. Every story is just depression, death, sadness, crippling pain.
Massive fan of this guy's accent, by the way. He definitely has a point, honestly. Most of the books um, I've read, at least, there has been a lot of either physical or psychological torment. The characters can't seem to catch a break. No matter what genre of story it might be, there is still so much conflict, so much pain, agony, despair, people dying left, right, and center, characters being developed just for them to be killed off within a couple of pages for no apparent reason. But yeah, authors, they have it within them to just destroy the expectations of the readers. They want to keep the readers on edge. They want to keep them hoping perhaps a character will return from the dead and come back to life, but that very hardly ever happens. And yeah, let's see what else this guy has to say.
And in one chapter, you get the happiness, but nothing else apart from that. I don't know how much longer I can do this. And when I posted the other day about I need some fun books, the people are telling me that's impossible.
I completely agree with this guy. I mean, even the comedy books which I have come across, they consist of a lot of conflict and pain. And sometimes, even when I read about death and it is in more of a satirical context, there is still a lot of pain going on. There is still a lot of death, even when death is used in a humorous way. Um, for instance, with the Dexter series by Jeff Lindsay. But yeah, finding happiness in any given book is very challenging to do. Even in kids' books, you would find a lot of conflict and a lot of people fighting over childish things, parents having problems, friends not keeping their promises. There is much so much of an awful attitude when it comes to characters, and authors write them in that way with a purpose. Of course, they want to keep you hooked. They want you to root for the characters. They want you to hope that they will someday um, have a good life, feel better, and even in those moments when good things seem to happen, they're not actually good things. They are just situations where, in comparison to the horrible things that those characters have been through, this so called good thing feels like a better situation, kind of like my life. Summarized in one sentence, basically, it's been that way for 10 whole years now. But yeah, this guy has a couple more things to say.
Is harder to find than gold. Is this what my life resulted to? Why?
Yeah, honestly, even the people who discover reading for the first time and they are having a blast, they are faced with all this misery. And I often say that writing is generally, at the very least, if just for a fraction of a page, it is autobiographical in several ways. Authors have this way of subconsciously writing about their own life when it comes to creating characters, introducing characters, creating their plots and their worlds. It all stems from an autobiographical place, and in a way, it is very reflective of how these authors are living. And come to think of it, I mean, and Pluribus, the show which I recently finished watching, has taught me that life without misery wouldn't really be worth living, because when you do actually experience misery, you enjoy those beautiful moments even more. Um, and that is honestly a lovely thing that makes me very hopeful, because even if we were to be controlled by an extraterrestrial entity and all our pain, all our suffering was gone, what would happen of our autonomy? What would those experiences of suffering result in? And yeah, life does come with highs and lows, and this, of course, is very heavily reflected in the books we read and our attitudes towards life. For people who read, especially, they are usually derived from the books we immerse ourselves in. But yeah, I think that is all I had to say with regard to this guy's statement. There are some comments I need to take a look at. Terry Pratchett is one of those authors, I can confirm. Um, the Hobbit apparently was happy and fun. Not even that was happy and fun. Romance, there isn't much joy in romance. Honestly, there's always a character who has a lot of personal problems, and it's just porn in literary form, nothing to be proud of. Um, do not read A Little Life. Yep, apart from the fact that it's an absolutely long read, there's nothing in there that is worth reading. Um, and some books, I mean, they do not wreck you, but they still consist of a lot of pain. If any books come to mind where pain is non-existent entirely, let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you all for tuning in. It was lovely chatting with you for a couple of minutes yet again today. If you enjoyed the video, as always, make sure to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Take a look at the rest of my content, because why not? It's absolutely amazing. And I will see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Thank you all for watching, and bye guys.